Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jim here today with Lego set number 10302, Transformers Optimus Prime from Lego Icons, or the 18 plus line of Lego sets. This set retails for $180, like 180, but it originally retailed for 170, which is the price I bought it off Amazon for, which is kind of cool. And yeah, it's a pretty nice set. It's very tall, so I'm having some difficulty getting it fully into frame, but yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. First and foremost, I'm pretty sure you guys want to see how tall it is next to a minifigure, so if I just grab this random minifigure from Speed Champions, that's how big it is, and that is kind of crazy. I just ignore this stuff around here, but yeah, it's pretty dang big, and it does feel too big, but also I'm kind of okay with that because of all the amount of detail they were able to put into it. But yeah, so with that out of the way, let's take a look at this. The set comes with a total of 5 side builds for Optimus Prime, including the display plaque, which is cool, and not including these 2 interchangeable 2x6 tiles. But yeah, these are what we're going to take a look at first, so let's take a look. I can't remember what order you build them in, but we're starting off with my personal favorite one here, and that is the Ion Blaster, which is his most iconic weapon, like from the cartoons and stuff. But he is also very well known for a sword, which he does not come with. It does come with an axe. This is a very, very good build. I'd say it's probably one of the most detailed builds in the set overall. Like, the amount of stuff they were able to do with this and the detail they were able to use, like, I love that indent there. That looks really, really cool. And just the fact that it's even here, like a giant gun, is stuff that Lego doesn't normally do because it's not really child friendly, maybe, but this was cartoony enough to give it to Optimus, and they get away with it by calling it a blaster. Here is the Energon Cube, and there's not really much to say about this one. I do like the amount of Transdark pink you get, but other than that, it's just a pink block. The axe is probably the most criticized build in the set because it looks nothing like it does in the actual cartoon. And from this side, it looks decent, but from this side, it looks pretty bad. So depending on which hand you want to display it on, you have to remove the blade, preferably without removing the clips, mostly just removing the blade. It's kind of like that. Sometimes this clip will come off, but that doesn't matter too much, but just flip it around like that, and then it can be displayed on whatever arm you want just by removing the blade. But it is kind of ugly. Like, I don't really like the use of these, like, power blast parts for it. It doesn't really look the greatest, and the overabundance of yellow down there doesn't really make much sense. And these are kind of annoying because when these are here, you can see that there's a red bar going in through there. So yeah, not really the best build in the set, but I do really like how they made the blade with all those Nexonites. Here's the jetpack, which is the largest of the 5 side builds, and probably one of my favorites. I do like how well they were able to make the whole thing smooth, except for these parts here, but that's fine. And then I do like that Autobot print there. That is cool, and it is the 3rd time it appears in this set. Like, as you build it, the first 2 times are on the main build itself. But these thrusters here can be moved, like I showed you. There's attached by many ball joints. There's a bunch of vents there, and it does look pretty ugly from this side, but that makes sense because you're not really meant to see this. Then, unsurprisingly, it does actually come with the display plaque, which is really cool. And this is actually my first set ever to include this. So yeah, it was kind of difficult to put the huge sticker on. But I do really like the whole thing with "freedom is the right of all sentient beings." It's a great quote. And all these stats are cool, and hopefully that means we can get some others in the future. But other than that, it's not the most complex build in the world, but it does look quite nice next to him on display. I also forgot that the Matrix of Leadership is included in this set with an interesting downscaled sort of build, and this was actually the first time this part was included in Pearl Silver. But yeah, it's really basic and there's not that much to say about it. It fits into Optimus's chest just like this. You open these truck windows up like that, just like in the cartoons, and it is placed right in there, and it just is held in place by those ball sockets. So it just sits in there, doesn't really attach, but that makes it easier to remove. And it just closes up like that. And then this right here is the open space left by the absence of those two tiles. So for robot mode, it uses this one to show his belt buckle, and in truck mode, it uses this one to look like the bumper of the truck. So I thought a good place to start off in the build would be the feet, and the feet themselves, not the legs really, are the hardest part of the set to build with the whole Technic skeleton they got going on there, but the end result is very cool. And you can kind of get a feel of how they were built just by looking at it from the side, and there's some orange pieces on the bottom that are rubber to help them stay in place better. You can see the taillights of the truck right there, which is pretty cool. And then all of these are drum lacquered silver double cheese slopes, which is cool that you get so many of them here, and there are a few more used around the set. But yeah, the legs are pretty cool. I like how complete they are, like even on the insides, they look cool, and there's these clips to attach them together for the sake of transformation. And then on this side, there are the truck wheels with these printed parts, which I was expecting to be stickers, and I'm very happy that they aren't stickers. Moving up from there, you can see the rest of the legs here with a very G1 look, which looks pretty cool. These are stickers here, and they are placed upside down on every piece of official Pick Media advertising this set. This is how they are supposed to look in the cartoon and on the original toy, so that's how I'm showing them to you here. It's just an easy fix, just flip them upside down when you want to do that. And you can see these drum lacquered parts here are the fuel tanks for the set, and they can rotate on Technic pins for the sake of transformation. And then spinning him around back here, you can see how complete his legs are on the back, which is quite cool. I like how on this part especially there are no anti-studs at all. There are a few down here, and there's a lot of them right there on what looks quite like Optimus Prime butt cheeks. But that aside, you can see that there is no knee articulation for like bending, but they can be splayed outward, and that is attached by ball joints. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the legs. Up top here is probably one of the best looking parts of the build, is his chest, which looks super cool. You can see it does deviate from the G1 design quite greatly, especially with the headlights appearing there, but I feel like that looks better than the original design. There are some more lights up here, and then some more down here, and then there's his belt buckle again, and then there's a lot of great pieces in drum lacquered silver to represent the grill, which is cool, and then there are those two Autobot logos. Sorry about that glare right there. But his arms are pretty neat. Those are printed elements there, and that is, like I said before, a print. And then above right there are the exhaust pipes for the truck. This part here can be hinged down for the sake of transformation. And then there is a suggestion of a mud guard built up there, which is part of the truck. And then the hands are pretty neat with the very like robotic looking hands, which look cool. All the fingers are connected by this 1x3 Mills plate in dark blue. But that can be removed to allow the fingers to move better. But personally, I like them all to be connected because that feels, I don't know, just a little bit more secure. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The arms are just the same mirrored on either side. But so yeah, that's about it for the arms. I'm freehanding this, so sorry about the shaking. There is a brand new piece introduced for this set. I think that's been used on sets after this one, but it was intended for this set, and that is the battle mask, or his just regular face, because it says regular face in the cartoons, but it says battle mask in the Bayverse films, which is my personal favorite Transformers media. Yell at me all you want in the comments, but Bayverse through and through. There are a really cool print. There are two really cool prints, sorry, for his head. There's a 1x2 plate in light gray printed for his eyes, and then there's a 1x2 dark blue tile for his, I don't know what that'd be called, but it has like a detail up there, which looks pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's all for the main build, so let's see the main play feature of this. So I zoomed out for the transformation process, so sorry about the stuff you can see over here, but step one is to take his legs and clip them together like I showed you and rotate the gas cans upward. And then you'll need to place his thumbs like this, hyperextend the thumbs and bring down these flaps that I showed you earlier. And then lift this entire section up, rotate his head, and if you rotate him around, you can see that this pushing down that puts his head back, but you can't do that yet, I just remembered. First you have to rotate the torso completely, and then be careful as you do this. It's easy to lose his legs this way, it's kind of fragile, but that brings down truck mode, basically, like at that level, so we can zoom in more. So the feet go back, down like that, and the head goes back. And then the arms, bring them out like that, bring them down. So they're fold up back there. It can be a little bit difficult to accomplish this. As you can see, I'm struggling right now. And once you do that, you can bring the arms forward and then bring these flaps down, rotate the hands and tuck the fingers under, maybe, there we go. And then bring these up, bring that down. So that's the headlights of the truck. Bring that down and then take this off. See, that's the belt buckle, and bring in the bumper decal, and then that's your truck. And then if you want a fifth wheel in your truck, so like there actually is a way to add a trailer, which is kind of cool. With this, you take the gun, you flip it over like that, fold the grip down, and then place it in there, and then you can slide it into two studs that are there. And there is truck mode. So let's take a closer look at it. So as things go for truck mode, it's definitely not perfect. You can see there's gaps here and there, and then there's this huge hole on either side for the cab, but doesn't really look the greatest. And then these pegs here that allow the arms to stay in robot mode, those are then revealed, but they look fine, I guess. But I'm not hating on truck mode. It looks pretty cool, but one of my absolute least favorite part of it is that the back wheel sometimes doesn't move. As you can see, that's really frustrating. It moves a lot better on carpet. But around the back, things kind of start to fall apart back here. As you can see, you can visibly see his head, which is not really the best. And then the legs are then revealed. It's more obvious that he's a transformer now, but from the front head on, and actually just in general, it doesn't look like this transforms. Like, it does, but at the same time it doesn't. It's like done well enough that it looks like it could be a truck Lego set, which is kind of cool. And I think my favorite part about this is that the bottom of the gun here, when it's a fifth wheel, actually has a hole there, a technical. So if you want to build your own trailer, unfortunately there is no set for Optimus's trailer, which as cool as that would be, you can use that, which is awesome in my opinion. Like that's super cool. But also I figured this out. If you release the gun, you can bring it backward a little bit if the head moves. There we go. And then bring the grip up, like hyperextend the grip. You can like balance it, and then you can have a giant cannon. That's actually not an intended play feature, but I find that kind of fun. But this, it also isn't, but it's kind of cool. The width of the jetpack is actually perfect for this. So then you could have him like carrying something, or you can have him have rocket boosters to make him go fast or fly. Who knows? It's your imagination. Do what you want with him. But that is about it. So let's move on to the packaging in my phone. Just like the set, the box is pretty huge when compared to a minifigure. As you can see there, that's Mr. Jim over there. That's pretty crazy. And then the instruction manual looks really cool with that Autobot logo partially on there. And then there's a lot of sweet info at the beginning of this, which is pretty cool. So that's really nice. And then around the back of the box, you can see that the transformation process is there in a little blurb. Then there's the side builds displayed, the way to attach the jetpack, how tall this thing is, and a lifestyle image. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And the set also includes a little notification that I unfolded in my speed build of that. It's like telling you that they're switching to plastic soon, but what's really funny is that it uses plastic bags, but it did use a cardboard sleeve for the instruction manual and sticker sheet. So that's pretty neat. Other reviewers I saw in their speed builds and stuff actually had plastic. So that's interesting. But yeah, let's move on to my overall thoughts. So we're just gonna have him here in truck mode because I'd have to struggle to bring him into frame again. But I think that this is a pretty good set, honestly. Like, for a Transformer that actually transforms, I think that's really great. And the size makes it well worth that $107 price tag. I mean, I know not everybody can afford that, and that's completely fine. But if you have the money to do it and you want to do it, then I would say do it. Like, it's a good thing to spend your money on. It's a pretty sweet set. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you today. So my name is Jim. I do Lego sets like this around once or twice a week, maybe. I don't know. I'm not really into the whole frequent stuff, but yeah, that's all I have for you, like I said. So stay tuned for more. Feel free to like the video and comment on it if you enjoyed it, and maybe subscribe to my channel if you're new. But that's it. So I'll see you later. Bye.